going to be playing on Fighting Spirit. Here we go.
All right.
Okay, at the top left as the red Protoss, we have lancerx, aka Must. And at the bottom right is the blue Terran, we will have koget.
All right. Now, I have to say that both of these players are very, very good matchups. So, I'm gonna be quite interested to see what exactly they want to try to do, because I don't know how much they know about each other. Like, do you think that players, before they go to something like this, they maybe look at a few replays or something like that, or do you think they just go with, I know how to play this, I'm confident, I'm just gonna go with this?
Well, I think it definitely depends on the player. Like, for example, Bakuryu definitely prepares for his opponents. You know, because he's that kind of guy. He just goes prepared. Definitely checks out some replays. I mean, Bakuryu I think knows pretty much most of the foreigners' playstyles anyway, so it's not like he has to prepare specifically. Whereas like for someone like lancerx, like I don't know whether he does or not, but he plays so many ladder games that I feel like maybe he doesn't necessarily prepare specifically for a series. His way of preparation is like, well, just like play 100 games or so in this matchup, and then that'll be my prep, So
yeah, maybe.
So it's could be, I don't know, could be a bit different.
Okay, so far nothing cheesy. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, just doing the standard openings, and looks like Barracks on the low ground though. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, that's kind of usually I would say that's kind of risky, because if a probe comes in, then you basically have to sing another SV and things like this. And if the Zealot is actually attacking you, then you can't use the SimCity for your advantage.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious about this. I guess that is he just gonna go? Yeah, he's actually just gonna go 1-Rex expand here, TVP. It's almost like TVZ style, but it's actually gonna be TVP. The barracks is here because he's going to build a bunker on top, and the barracks will basically prevent any kind of crazy run-bys or anything like that. I'm talking about like Zealot or Dragoon run-bys, not, anything else.
Okay, so the SimCity is actually going to be done in a kind of different way, so nothing crazy. It still works.
And for some reason, we actually have a Zealot first here from lancerx as well. Oh, lancerx did not scout until after his core. That's
yeah, they're basically scouting at the same time.
Huh. That's actually...
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's quite a late scout, but I think in PvT, depending on your build, it's actually fine, because the PvT opening, you can just do a safe standard opening and not really care what your opponent's doing anyway. Also, he built the Zealot just in case.
I have to say that one thing on the scouting matter of lancerx, I remember that I was watching his stream once, and he was playing PvP, and he didn't scout until he had 3 Zealots. And the way he did it was he sent 2 to attack and went with 1 through. So basically, he likes to scout a little bit maybe later, but he actually finds an interesting way to always find a way to scout.
And what's also interesting is these 2 Marines chase this probe halfway across the map as well. And I think the SCP passed by the Zealot, but I don't know if Koget was paying attention because he was microing his Marines against the probe. But either way, they're coming back now. And as I said before, the bunkers at the front here. Notice the building placement here compared to what it would be in a TVZ. The bunker has to be the forwardmost building, because if you put the bunker in the back or in line with the barracks, the Dragoons will be able to shoot the barracks from out of range of the bunker, and you obviously don't want that. So the bunker has to be at the front here. But that's fine, obviously, because you can just repair it when the goons come, and it's all good.
One thing that was unfortunate for lancerx, he had actually the Dragoon on the ramp, but it was off position, so the SCV managed to get into the main. Oh, and look at the pylon, like, lancerx is building. On the, like, very close to the natural.
Whoa, Proxy Robo, we're gonna have a Reaver all in here, slow Reaver all in. No shuttle required. He's just gonna... Oh no, but the Zealot taking a lot of damage. He can just slow walk the Reaver up to the bunker, and that's actually really, really smart.
But the SCV is gonna actually get into it, and it's gonna scout that there's nothing. So Koget is going to know that something's coming up. He doesn't know what, but...
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much it can only be Proxy Reaver or Proxy DT. But the thing is, if it's a proxy... The thing about the Proxy... like slow walk Reaver is I don't think it actually matters that much whether it's been scouted or not, because the point is the Reaver needs to come out before siege mode is done, right? That's the timing. So even if you know it's there, I mean, how do you stop the Reaver without siege mode anyway? All you have is Marines. Yeah, maybe you have one tank with no siege mode, but the Dragoons are there backing it up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you could get really lucky or something like that, but overall, yeah, I agree. There's nothing really you can do to completely shut it down.
And the support bay now is halfway done. Support bay finishing very quickly. Interestingly, he did actually still build a shuttle, so he's not just going to go for the walk. I thought, I mean, you don't necessarily absolutely need the shuttle here. I mean, you can make it anyway, because obviously you have to wait for the support bay to be finished. But yeah, he's going to have a shuttle, and he's going to be able to micro it.
Oh, you know what he can do? He can actually elevator.
Oh yes, he can do that as well.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that. I mean, I was thinking about that because it makes a lot of sense in this position because since the turret is actually building so late, the units, they are actually gonna come up really, really slow. So you can actually really do a lot of damage with that.
And even if siege, oh, he's already elevated 2 Dragoons in here. The SCVs are coming back. He's gonna try and hunt down the tank. This is the first siege tank. I think he's actually gonna get it. Oh no, he sacrificed both goons for it. I don't know if that's the best idea. He could have actually rescued them, but he just sent the shuttle straight back.
That's bad. Because at this moment, this is pretty much all-inish from lancerx. And if Koget can hold on to this, he's going to be in a better position.
Alright, well, the Reaver is out now. There are still 3 Dragoons alive. Is he going to bust the bunker, or is he just going to go into the main? That is the question. There's a siege mode, but because the first tank already finished again, he can't just walk past it. Oh my god, he comes in range of the bunker and the siege tank.
Ooh, that was so close.
What the hell?
He can still kill the bunker, I think, with the Reaver if he uses it correctly, right? It's completely off range from the tank.
Yeah, he definitely can.
What the hell?
Oh man, it died anyway.
It just died like that?
Oh, and he's gonna drop the Reaver here onto the siege tanks. There's the Zealot to draw fire. The Reaver! No! No Scarab!
Oh, lancerx. Yeah, the Reaver was so damaged already that it was not a smart, really, idea to do that. Because he could have actually killed the bunker, made one shot with the Reaver, killed all the Marines, and then there was no way that would be stopped.
The dam just sealed the deal for me. I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't. Just like, damn.
lancerx broke you. You can't
oh man. Just like that response. Okay, so that was not the best possible outcome for the program. Interestingly, does koget still not know where this robo is? It's just like right outside his base. Yeah, look, he's checking. He's like, isn't it 6 o'clock? Where's this robo at?
I think he's going for the 3rd directly to mine it.
Oh man. No. Oh yeah. That's true.
Which is funny because if he was going directly to the natural, he would actually get a few probes.
Indeed.
Wait, lancerx is actually, I mean, he's behind, but how much? Because the amount of turrets that were put down, plus the fact that actually koget is going for a relatively fast 3rd, I think it's going to allow lancerx to maybe come back to this.
Yeah, I mean, basically, koget isn't, pressing the advantage with any kind of 2-base all-in, and obviously, the longer the game goes on, the less of a disadvantage that move would be. But, oh, nice attempted run by here, not quite going to make it. I think if he actually just bulldozed his way through, he might have been able to get up the ramp there, but better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Yeah, there were 2 other Dragoons actually coming up, so...
Yeah, and of course, since he's going for the fast 3rd, he's going to have fairly low unit count for a while. So better to preserve his few units rather than go for any kind of suicide attacks. Now, he is going to be facing a 2-base Arbiter here, but I guess we'll see how good the defense is.
I mean, I understand that basically lancerx doesn't have any other options, because if he tries to get a 3rd, he might just die to basic vulture harassment plus maybe a later push, so...
Yep, and gonna lose the robo now.
And the 3rd from koget is gonna start to be floating, so... relatively soon we can expect the the explosion of the factories. Oh, actually, no. Koget has already started them. So we got 5 factories, and lancerx is kind of like he's not expanding yet, and he's going for the arbiter tech. He's not starting yet. Oh, there's the first arbiter. So it's actually quite fast. About 10 minutes is relatively fast after considering how he started the game off.
He's making a lot of gateways for 2 base. He's going up to 7 gateways, which is pretty intense if you go for the arbiter as well. I mean, he's sending a probe to the 12 o'clock. But it's kind of funny how many gateways he has first, while still not starting a 3rd Nexus. I like that Koget started the additional factories before the command center went down. I think Day9 actually made a podcast about this timing, where it's better or it's more efficient to actually start the buildings before the base is quite finished.
Yeah.
So as soon as you transfer the workers there and you get the boost in income, you can immediately build more units. Now, usually this means you have to cut 1 or 2 rounds of production from the buildings you do have, but generally it's more efficient to do it this way. So I definitely like that. It's kind of, for the same reason, I'm not convinced I like what lancerx is doing. Going 7 gateways, I mean 8 gateways on 2 base is basically all in, right? As Protoss against Terran. He's gone for 7 plus the Stargate, which is kind of close to that, especially because he's not actually cutting any unit production. He just now started the 3rd base, but that's going to be a while before it comes online, and you can't really support this amount of production on just the 2 bases, so it seems a bit of a weird timing.
In a way, I like it because I would say that lancerx doesn't really have any information on what Koget is doing. So until he saw actually the 3rd on location, he actually didn't know. There could have been a 6 factory really fast push. There was no way of knowing. So he probably had to go for something that would work either way.
Yeah. I guess.
But I don't know really, because I look at what lancerx is doing, and interestingly enough, he is getting back there in the... I mean, he's still equal in supply, which usually means that he's slightly behind. But considering that he has arbiter tech, I would say that that's still okay so far.
Yeah, I mean, since Terran's not doing anything, everything's pretty much okay at this point.
That's true, but eventually he's going to move out, right? And when he does, if you still have the spell for the arbiter, if you have 200 energy, then you basically can lower the army supply of the turn by pretty much 20, 40, I don't know, depending on stasis.
Not only that, but he's also got high Templars as well, so he's going to have a lot of spellcasters here very early on. I mean, even if a couple of things get EMP'd, I mean, the science facility is only halfway done, so there's only going to be 1, maybe 2 EMPs for the first engagement or so. And oh no, he made an Archon. What the?
I don't know. That's weird.
What the heck?
Maybe he just wants to be really efficient with the money he actually has, but even then, it's weird.
I would much rather him just use these for... Oh my god, he's not going to get Storm. He's just not getting Storm. You know what? These Archons are exactly what you just said, plus what I mentioned earlier. It's because he didn't have the minerals to actually produce from so many gateways without having the 3rd base done, but he had the excess gas just sitting in the bank, so he's like, well, I don't want these gateways to sit idle for an entire round of production, so I'll just make a bunch of high Templars and make the Archons. But, I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't just get the Storm. I mean, Storm PvT is good, man. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
really good.
Really good. If you get... Unless you get... Well, you could get sniped from the Vultures, fine, but if that doesn't happen... Oh, wait, is that open? No, okay.
Not quite. Oh, man.
Wait, hold on a second. It's 160 right now for Koget, and it's 166 for lancerx. I have to say that when you get to 200, it's actually about the concave and the engagement. It's not really... I mean, of course the turn still has kind of the edge overall because of how good mech is, but if you catch them unsieged, it's not that big of a deal. I mean...
Imagine catching them on siege with Psystorm, though. Oh, how juicy that would be.
And stasis.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have stasis then.
Not on the same units. Stasis and storm.
Oh man, he's gonna have stasis at least. But these Archons make me really sad. Now, I mean, see, my problem with Archons is, EMP completely destroys them.
Yeah.
Even without EMP, like, they're not even as good as Zealots at running in and tanking because they take full damage from siege tanks, whereas Zealots, they don't take full damage to their HP because they're small units.
Oh no! Oh no! The Arbiter might get EMP'd with that vessel that's right there. Oh, okay. Sorry to cut you.
That's alright, that's alright. I just saw like somebody probably sarcastically say in the chat that Archons are good, but I mean in PvT, this is like there's nothing good about them. Probably the only thing good about them is they don't trigger spider mines.
There is only one thing I know that's good actually, Archons in this matchup, and it's if you go for hallucinations. Then no, it's actually legitimate. You can actually make like 20 and then start killing tanks. Wait. Oh, Arbiters, don't die, don't die!
This ball of tanks, just spell it! Ah, the stasis!
The fight just happened!
Oh my god, there's like 20 tanks here.
That's
it,
That's game.
Are you kidding me? Is the game just gonna end like that? No, come on, man.
I think that's game. But no, bring your units back. You have to kill the siege tanks. Bring your units back. Kill the siege tank, dude! Don't go! Yeah, okay, he's coming back, and he's actually bringing more zealots. This is perfect!
What on earth? The tanks!
Oh, man. Oh, my.
Oh, god.
Okay.
Oh, god.
Well, that just happened.
And the best part about all this is Koget is just making it at the command center as if nothing's happening. He's like, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it.
I mean...
Well, I take back everything. The Archons are great. The Stasis is great. lancerx is a god. I don't know anything anymore. That was beautiful. He even killed an armory actually, which apparently stopped +1 armor from finishing. So we now have +3 on the way, but no +1 on the way for these tanks. Now, having said that, the supplies are still surprisingly close. It's 115 for Protoss against just 100 for the Terran, but that's not a big difference. And he's actually going to get these few. Oh man, these guys should just commentate for us. We don't need to do it.
Can you imagine the grin on lancerx's face as he was pulling off that stasis?
Oh man. Oh, kill the last probe! Oh no, he can't see it! It's alright.
I mean, wow. Now the game is even. So that's weird because considering after all that happened, you'd think the lancerx just won the game, but actually Koget managed to defend that regardless.
I mean, remember lancerx was behind from the opening anyway, so I guess he had to pull it back a little bit. He is finally getting Psystorm, by the way.
Well, after those tanks, I would get Psystorm too, because you Psystorm that, and it doesn't matter whether you win or lose the game.
Yep, pretty much. In the meantime, Koget just taking the opportunity to run around with some vultures be annoying. I mean, he basically needs to buy time to rebuild his huge tank army. But that was such a huge, that was at least 20 siege tanks just down the drain instantly. So,
I mean, look at Koget's base. I mean, he's taken another base with the 4th, and it's completely unscouted.
Yeah.
And so far, oh, EMP! Oh, nice, catches the Arbiter.
Wow, catches a good number of the Dragoons as well. I'm telling you, man, these guys should just commentate this game for us. We don't actually need to say anything. One thing to keep in mind also is, typically Arbiters, they'll be hovering over a group of units. They usually don't just stand by themselves unless the Protoss is being really careful. So not only do you get the energy off the Arbiter, but let's say you EMP, like 10 Dragoons, which is not that hard considering how close they're clumped. That's 10 times 80 of shield. That's 800 hit points worth of shield that you've just instantly taken out. So if an engagement happens, very soon after, that's actually a surprising amount of damage that you've just done with your one EMP.
I think a lot of people don't think too much about this kind of thing because it's usually something that you would think, oh, EMP is for spellcasters. But yeah, it definitely is amazingly huge. The amount of damage that it does is not only that, but as soon as the EMP goes off, most of the Protoss don't really know whether they actually can engage or not, because it's very difficult to guess. Okay, so my life is basically halved, And should I be attacking?
Oh my god, he's decided to go attack. This is such a horrible position though. He's attacking into the 6 o'clock, which is already really annoying because it's all blocked off, but now he's getting hit from behind as well. The Protoss are getting flanked, but there are the storms. He just like triple stormed one group of vultures though. Not the best use of storm, and now like half his army is attacking a supply depot and the other half is getting slaughtered.
But more storms, actually. Whoa, blanketing completely the siege tanks.
Alright, so those last 2 storms were good. Does he have another one? Not quite. But finally gonna run. Oh man, he's gonna run in here, but there's already spider mines and stuff, and lancerx just suiciding his army there, and somehow is still ahead in supply. He's at 146 to 140.
Well, he did kill like a really, really big amount of vultures with those storms, and I think most of these tanks are quite damaged. So, I mean, you're not gonna repair that many tanks. It's just basically too time-consuming. So,
yeah.
If an engagement does happen, it's going to be pretty tricky to keep those tanks alive.
That is true, that is true. But the problem is, he's got no standing army now to actually save this bottom left base. I don't actually know how he has 160 supply, like where all his units are. Does he just have like 100 probes like Arcneon or something?
71.
Huh.
But, yeah. I mean, he has a few units here and there, but yeah, you're right. Oh, basically he's producing from so many gateways. Look at his main and his... and the bottom corner, so that's why.
Oh yeah, he's got, well, still not quite as many as I would expect, but I guess, I don't know, it's some amount of units. Anyway, few tanks over here gonna get stormed. Really like that he actually has storm now. See, look at this, you see? He did so much damage. Storm is good. Storm is good, guys. Play PvT, get storm. It's really good. You can pretend to be Nada. Also, one thing I like to do is, you know, if you're scared about your High Templars getting sniped by vultures or EMP'd or whatever, because it's quite easy to lose them. You know, they're pretty slow. Terran can quite easily EMP them or whatever. Just have one shuttle with High Templar in it. You know, kind of like instead of Zealot bombing, just have, or you can have both. You can have like one shuttle with Zealots, and you have one shuttle with High Templars. So you Zealot bomb. So you just unload the Zealots on his tanks and you forget about it. And then you can micro the shuttle with the High Templar. You just do like a moving drop. And then you just storm with the High Templar as soon as they drop while your army is engaging. And yeah, and it's really effective. So
one random zealot at the natural of the Terran dies, interestingly. I don't know what I was doing there. But to be fair, Koget's army, like it's pretty big, but mostly it's tanks. So you can actually, at least from the bottom corner, you could definitely kill that expansion and then kill a good amount of those siege tanks.
That is very true. The Alps is gonna see it now. He's gonna like, maybe I can go and kill this.
And the Arbiters has 141. I think it's going for a recall. At the bottom.
Oh man, there are some mines here, but luckily the attack earlier actually cleared out some of these mines. It was part of his master plan all along. Here we go. Nico into the mineral line.
And at the same time, the 4th is also getting attacked.
Oh man, did he recall there too? No, he just sent the units on ground, right? He sent the units by
Just walk there.
Oh man, walking into the 3 o'clock, very, very nice. The 6 o'clock is definitely going to fall here. Meanwhile, these tanks sieging down the 9 o'clock, I think they're actually going to get it here, so it's basically going to be a base trade. The 3 o'clock does get defended, but this means that, well actually, the Terran is now on 2 mining bases because he's got this fresh one at the bottom left, whereas the Protoss is now going to be on the 12 o'clock and the bottom left main. He's still mining a little bit from this 9 o'clock, but that's going to stop right now.
So 2 base versus 2 base, usually good for the Terran.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I have to say though that neither of them has a bank, so at this point every base really counts.
Every base counts indeed. A lot of idle probes sitting at the natural of the Protoss. The thing is that now the Terran has control of the bottom left area, which means he can actually slowly push up to kill the bottom left. And that'll obviously not only take down one base from the Protoss, but give him an extra free base as well. Although, taking quite a bit of damage from this little random attack here, but now he is going to clean it up, sending his tanks down here. Protoss is going to take the top right, but I think it's more important for the Terran to actually basically split the map like this. Like, he's claiming the bottom left now. There's a lot of gateways down here as well. It could be taken down. It's still holding on for now, but I think it's only a matter of time unless there's some recall to help save his base.
I mean, there are not that many units, and since lancerx is actually pressuring again the 4th, this might put the turn in a very difficult position to defend everywhere, and you can actually still recall from one area to another, so...
Oh man. Oh, the stasis goes off before the EMP, but it doesn't really do that much. Would have been way better actually if he stasis the ramp to stop all the units from coming up. But not gonna happen. He's actually just gonna right-click on the command center here. He could lose a lot of units while doing this, but he is going to grab the command center and retreat here, losing about a control group of dragoons in exchange, though. Not sure if that was worth it or not.
He does have high templars now at his corner, at the bottom corner, so he can try to storm from the high ground a lot of these units, and then that base is exposed. So
this is actually really interesting. I thought it would be easier for Koget to take this bottom left base, but because of all the pressure lancerx put on the 3 o'clock, Koget actually had to send most of his units
storms,
to the 3.
Storms!
Oh, Stormu!
And one that doesn't kill anything, but doesn't matter because everything is dead.
Nice. Very, very nice. And I think that means Koget is not mining.
He has 15 SCVs.
What?
So even if he was mining, that wouldn't be too good.
Oh my god. But see, his 3 o'clock base died, and now he's got nothing mining at the bottom left. What is he gonna do? He's like semi all in on this attack. Oh my god. lancerx might have done it. The Zealots are running in here. They were cloaked so the tanks didn't see. Oh god.
Yeah, I think he's done it.
Wow.
I mean, Koget is not leaving yet, but I don't know what he's gonna do. He doesn't have the economy to really rebuild anything. He's trying to push at the corner, and although for now it might work because there's no more units in there, there's still a lot of gateways that they can produce. But with this amount of tanks, even I don't think you should siege. I think you should actually keep them on siege.
Yeah, he also has to be careful of like emergency DTs being built in these gateways. Oh look, it's just as I say it, emergency DTs, that's what I'm talking about. There's no detection
they're not gonna come out. Not with +3 tanks shooting there.
Oh man, they might get the pylon. Oh no, he's gonna get the pylon. No! Emergency DTs! We need you!
Okay, so lancerx is on 1 mining base, and actually Koget is on 1 mining base.
Okay, but it is 68 supply for Koget to 129 for lancerx.
And
they both have 3-1 upgrades actually.
Hold on a second, and 5 arbiters, so...
Whoa.
In total,
but 3 of them are stacked though. 1 EMP.
Yeah, and that's it.
Oh, he's got a vessel there too. He's got a vessel there. Get it. Get it.
He doesn't notice. He doesn't notice.
Oh man.
Wait, there are no observers at all. So spider mines, any spider mine is actually going to be extremely difficult for lancerx to deal with, especially in this instance when you have actually so little money and you want to keep it very efficient.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh!
Vessel.
Taken down.
Okay, so let's see. We have 1 mining base per Koget, and that's actually very few SCVs compared to 2 mining bases for lancerx, and he's actually building even more gateways up. At this point, I don't think he actually won anymore.
He's got like no money back. He's got plenty of gateways in the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the base. In the main.
Okay, so Koget is gonna push again. He's scanning up front to see what the army looks like. If he sieges everything up and everything runs down for some strange reason, he actually would take this fight. But yeah, lancerx realizes he's not gonna go for that. He's gonna probably get his arbiters there.
Well, there are 2 science vessels here with almost maxed energy on both. If this vessel, stasis. But once it comes out of stasis, that'll be 4 EMPs between these vessels, and like we said before, not only does that take away the energy of the Arbiters and the High Templar, but it does a lot of damage to the main force as well, taking down all the shields. Nice staggered tank line here. Look how deep this tank line is. Really, really good stuff.
Look at the Arbiter at the bottom, at the corner. Oh, there's actually a vessel there. Is he gonna see it? Yes!
Wow. EMP
nice.
Instantly. That's really good reaction, actually. Mini-map awareness there. Oh my god, he's just gonna go there on ground though, by foot. He's just gonna counter.
But there's actually some mines there, so if he starts losing units to these mines, I mean, he can afford it for now, but soon, I don't know. That's okay. So the base is evacuated. He's like, nope.
I'm out. Peace. Wait, where's he going?
To
Wait.
the 3 o'clock?
Where is he transferring to? What the? Is that
And
3?
wait, lancerx is retaking the 9. I mean, this has been a really long trading for bases game.
Oh my god, he's actually going to catch this command center as well, so he can't escape.
Oh.
But now, what can Lancer do to save the top right? He's got enough for recall. He can actually defensive recall, or he could actually stasis the ramp to buy time, but it's a bit too late for that now, but he could have done that.
He's coming now. Is he gonna do it? I think he's gonna do it. He's bunching the army. He's gonna do it.
Recall!
And storms as well.
And stasis is 1 Goliath. And GG from Koget.
Wow.
Whoa. Another ridiculously close, intense game there.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know, lancerx sealed it off with style, with the recall.
With the recall directly on top of the tanks. That's how you gotta close it out. That's how you send a message, show the Terran who's boss. You also send a message by stasising like 20 tanks in a clump. That's also what you do. After completely failing your proxy robo cheese.
Oh man.
Okay. Oh, and guess what, guys? We get to go into game number 2 of that series. It has been deemed worthy of being casted. So we're gonna find out what happens on Neo Medusa between Koget and Must. Must, of course, leading 1-0, but it is a best of 3. So can Koget pull it back?
I mean, he was looking very good. So
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, he was. You know, I mean, if we think about it, the big mistake was losing all those initial siege tanks in stasis. But after that, I'm actually not sure why he was in such a bad position. I guess that initial tank loss hurt him so much because he couldn't mount up like the main big attack off the 3 base. Because the whole point of going for the fast 3 bases on Fighting Spirit is so you can do like this huge maxed out push that actually comes relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And by losing all the initial tanks, that delayed that so much that lancerx got enough bases to actually hold on. So
Yeah, and also he was building, I think, from only 1 Stargate, but actually because he had so much time, he had then actually a very good amount of arbiters. So every time an engagement happened, he did get some good stasis. Even maybe not, obviously not as good as those tanks, but still.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see what happens on Medusa here. Of course, you can't go for the Turtle League 3 base style here, so I expect to see a little bit more action earlier on in the game. And here we go. All right.